Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and thanks for stopping by. Today I want to share some of my favourite places to visit in Scotland, where mountains meet lochs and ancient castles stand on misty hills. Over the past 6 years I've explored many beautiful spots, especially along the west coast and on the Isle of Skye. Let's begin our journey with Dunnottar Castle, situated on the east coast of Scotland about 2 miles south of Stonehaven in Aberdeenshire. The castle is a medieval fortress located on a rocky headland. Dunnottar is best known as the place where the honours of Scotland, the Scottish crown jewels, were hidden from Oliver Cromwell's invading army in the 17th century. Wandering through its crumbling stone halls, you can almost hear echoes of the past. The castle's fortunes faded after the last earl forfeited his titles during the Jacobite rebellion of 1715. But restoration in the 20th century brought new life. Now windswept turrets and dramatic ocean views await visitors. It's a fantastic place to explore and definitely worth visiting. Moving along, the next stop is Pattack Falls, a waterfall located in Cairngorm National Park about 2 kilometres south of the A86 near Kinloch. It's a hidden gem, very picturesque and well worth seeing. Continuing on, third on my list is the Nevis Range Mountain Resort, located in the Scottish Highlands, 7 miles north of Fort William. Take the mountain gondola up to 650 metres to reach the Snow Goose restaurant and bar with spectacular views, mountain trails and viewpoints. In winter, it's open for sledging, skiing and snowboarding. In summer, the bike gondola gives access to 3 of Britain's best mountain biking trails. The lower forest trails remain open year-round for biking. We rode the gondola to the restaurant, had a drink and a snack, and enjoyed the views from the viewing platform. After exploring the mountains, we made our way to Fort Augustus, a picturesque village nestled at the southwestern tip of Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands. Famous for the Caledonian Canal locks that pass directly through its centre, the area is a popular hub for Loch Ness cruises, cycling and exploring the Great Glen. We always enjoy stopping here to visit the little souvenir shops, grab a tasty ice cream and watch the boats going up and down the lochs. Our journey then takes us to the Kylesku Bridge, a distinctively curved concrete box girder bridge in northwest Scotland. Construction for the approach roads began in summer 1981. Construction of the bridge began in August 1982. Speaking of the bridge, it ended up costing £4 million instead of the earlier £2.75 million estimate. It opened to traffic in July 1984 and was officially launched by the Queen on August 8, 1984. This bridge is one of the most iconic in Scotland and a must-see if you're in the area. The views are to die for and we were so lucky with the weather, truly amazing. From there, we continue to Ardvreck Castle, A picturesque ruin, it guards a small peninsula on the shore of Loch Assin. Bare hills loom to the south and east, while the loch stretches away in a crooked finger to the northwest, narrowing eventually into the River Inver, which flows out to sea. This spot truly is a hidden gem along Scotland's stunning NC 500 route. With a fascinating history and breathtaking scenery, this is a must-see spot for history buffs and road trip enthusiasts alike, featuring dramatic ruins and a haunting past. Next, our journey brings us to Eilean Donan Castle. With a stunning location on a tiny island at the meeting of three lochs, this romantic fortress is one of Scotland's most famous sights. Visitors from all over the world flock to admire the iconic views and discover the castle's history. It's a must-see if visiting the west coast of Scotland, with totally amazing views of the three lochs, the surrounding mountains and the Isle of Skye. Our exploration continues with Scourie village, beach and campsite. Perched on the northwest coast of Scotland, about halfway between Ullapool and Durness, the village draws visitors by virtue of its prime location on the scenic North Coast 500 route. There, tourists can choose from a hotel with 21 rooms, bed and breakfasts, or the village campsite. After we spent the night at this campsite, the early morning brought a stroke of luck. One of the most stunning sunrises we had ever seen. Mist drifted in at dawn. Over the next few hours it gradually lifted, revealing breathtaking views of the surrounding hills, mountains and the crystal clear seawater lapping at the beach. Without a doubt, it was the highlight of our 10-day tour. Wailing Widow Falls is a breathtaking 50-foot waterfall tucked into the wild Scottish Highlands. Located in a sint along the North Coast 500, it leaps from a still, dark loch above into a narrow, mossy canyon, filling the air with a roar and spray of tumbling water. The Wailing Widow name comes from a dark piece of folklore. Legend says a young deer hunter fell to his death from the mist-shrouded top of the falls, and overcome by grief, his mother, a widow, leapt after him the following day. Reaching the waterfall involves a short, rugged 10 to 15 minute walk alongside the Ullapool burn, over uneven, slippery rocks, so be sure to wear sturdy footwear. As you approach, the waterfall sound grows louder, guiding you through the wild beauty of the highland landscape. The Skye Bridge is our next destination, a modern gateway to Scotland's most famous island. Sweeping elegantly across the waters between Carl of Lochalsh and the Isle of Skye, the Skye Bridge is both a feat of engineering and a symbolic gateway to adventure. Opened in 1995, it has made Skye accessible year-round, linking the island's legendary landscapes with the mainland. For westbound travellers, crossing marks the start of a truly unforgettable Highland journey. We crossed on a sunny, cloudless day. The views, captured by my drone, were stunning. Next is the Old Man of Storr. The Old Man of Storr on the Trottenish Ridge is probably the most famous walk and definitely the busiest attraction on the Isle of Skye. The Old Man is a 55-metre high basalt pinnacle that is all that remains of a 2,800 million year old volcanic plug. The Old Man of Storr is situated just off the A855 road, 6.8 miles north of Portree. We arrived there early one evening, parked up for the night in our hired motorhome in the roadside parking spaces, which cost £10. We got up at 6 AM the next morning to beat the crowds and started the 45-minute to 1 hour walk up. Again, we were very lucky with the weather and the views were absolutely incredible. Definitely a must if visiting Skye. Our journey continues on for about 5 miles down the coast road, where we came across our next destination, Mealt Falls and Kilt Rock. Mealt Falls, also known as Kilt Rock Waterfall, is a stunning 55-metre, 180-foot waterfall on the Isle of Skye that plunges directly into the Atlantic Ocean. Fed by the nearby Loch Mealt, it is located beside Kilt Rock, whose basalt columns resemble a traditional Highland kilt. There is a dedicated car park on site. Parking fees apply and can be paid via card or coin-operated machines. The parking and viewing areas are wheelchair accessible, though there are no public toilets on site. Next on the list is the Quiraing. It is a spectacular, otherworldly landslip on the Trottenish Ridge of the Isle of Skye. Famous for its dramatic cliffs, towering rock pinnacles and ancient geological formations, it is a world-renowned destination for hikers, photographers and nature enthusiasts. Situated in the far north of Skye, accessible via the A855, winding up from Portree. The nearest main village for supplies and accommodation is Staffin. The single-track access road features hairpin bends and steep inclines up to 17%, requiring careful, slow driving. We remain on the Isle of Skye for our next destination, the Fairy Pools. They are a series of natural pools and waterfalls in Glen Brittle on the Isle of Skye. The pools are a vivid aqua blue and are a popular place for wild swimmers who brave the frigid waters. The Fairy Pools habitat hosts a variety of animals, including red deer, rabbits and sheep. The area is also home to a large number of birds. The landscape is mostly rocky with some boggy areas here and there. The water in the area is typically cold as the pools are fed by mountain streams. It can get very busy, so if you are planning to visit, get there early. Now to the last on the list, the A82 road through the Glencoe mountains in the Scottish Highlands. It is considered one of the most breathtaking drives in the UK. From mountain peaks and deep valleys to plummeting waterfalls and vast lochs, the scenic sights along the way are truly magical. Whether you're looking for a fun day trip or a staycation destination in one of the country's most iconic locations, Glencoe showcases Scotland in all its splendour. I have driven it many times, and the views and dramatic landscapes still amaze me. So that is the end of my video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow. And also you will get all my new videos when they are released. Thank you again.